Reading poetry lovers, I'm coming at you at this nap time from my plant room, where I'm going to read a poem. And we're back. Okay, so this poem is by Terrance Hayes, who, in addition to being a great poet, is, I think, just a lovely person. I feel like if I'm a nobody poet, if I tweet at a poet like Terrance Hayes, I feel like he always tweets back. And there's something to be said about that. I know how ridiculous that sounds. This is called Pseudacris Crucifer, and this is in one of the most recent issues of The New Yorker. It's a little long, so saddle up, but it's so good. This poem has so many good waves it goes through. The father begins to make the sound a tree frog makes when he comes with his son and daughter to a pail of tree frogs for sale in a deep south flea market just before the last blood of dusk. A tree frog is called a tree frog because it chirps like a bird in a tree, he tells his daughter. When her little brother, barely 4 years old, busies himself like a small blues piper with a brand new birthday harmonica. A single tree frog can sound like a sleigh bell, the father says. Several can sound like a choir of crickets. Once in high school, as I dissected a frog, the frog opened its eyes to judge its deconstruction, its disassembly, my scooting and poking at its soul. And the little girl's eyes go wide as a tree frog's eyes. Some call it spring peeper. In Latin, it's called Pseudacris Crucifer, false locusts. Toads with falsettos, their chimes issuing below the low leaves and petals. Their harmonica playing is so otherworldly, the boy blows with his eyes closed. Some tree frog species spend most every day underground. They don't know what sunlight does at dusk. They are nocturnal insectivores, no bigger than a green thumb. They are the first frogs to call in the spring. They may sound like crickets only because they eat so many crickets. Tree frogs mostly sound like birds. The tree frog overcomes its fear of birds by singing. The harmonica playing is so bewitching, the boy gathers a crowd in a flea market in the deep south. A bird may eat a frog, a fox may eat the bird, a wolf may eat the fox, and the wolf then may carry varieties of music and cunning in its belly as it roams the countryside. A wolf hungers because it cannot feel the good in its body. The people clap and gather round with fangs and smiles. The father lifts the son to his shoulder so the boy's harmonics hover over varieties of affections, varieties of bodies with their backs to a firmament burning and opening. You can find damn near anything in a flea market. Pets, weapons, flags, farm fresh as well as farm spoiled fruits and vegetables, varieties of old wardrobes, a rusty old tin box with old postcards and old photos of lynchings dusted in the rust of the box. You can feel it on the tips of your fingertips, this rust, which is almost as brown as the father and the boy on his shoulders, and the girl making the sound a tree frog makes in a flea market in the deep south, before the blood of dusk, just before the last blood of dusk, just before the dusk.